Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 49 of Calisthenics Endurance, and today doing a shoulder workout. It's gonna be completely body weight, I believe. I don't have any plans of using weight, but when it comes to shoulder workouts in calisthenics, well, you have two main options, which is vertical pressing, the handstand related stuff, and then the horizontal pushing, which is gonna be planche related stuff. Now, of course, planche and handstand are very difficult. If you're a beginner, the handstand becomes perhaps a pike push-up, the planche becomes a lean planche. You can always adjust difficulty to your liking by just using progressions. And even if the jump from one progression to another is too difficult, you can minimize the gap in between those progressions by adding a bit of weight until like to the previous progression or using some assistance for the next progression. But anyway, I'm gonna be focused on horizontal pushing today, and I'm gonna do planche therefore. But yeah, I feel like today, if I'm feeling decent, I might have to go for a cheeky lifetime PR, even though I wasn't expecting it a couple weeks ago, because a couple trainings ago, I did a 20-second planche hold on the floor, and my current personal record for planche hold in general is like 20 to 22 seconds. I think around 20 seconds. So perhaps today, if I'm feeling decent, I have to go for that little PR. And if you're looking for progress, not only in strength, but in your physique, well, basically the approach I take is I don't care about my physique. I just try to get stronger. And by trying to get stronger, I am progressing in my training. And if your body has to do more training, more difficult training, it's gonna have to adapt in the form of, well, a physique as well. It's gonna have to build muscle. That's how it works. So I don't really care about building a physique. I just care about getting as good at the movements as possible. So whether you're training handstand or planche, it doesn't matter. Just try to get better at it, and the rest will follow. So that's gonna be the approach today as well. I'm gonna head outside, do some warm-up sets, and probably shut up until the main set is done if I actually go for that PR, which I guess now that I've spoken it, I have to actually try, right? But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's go. 21, I guess. If you count a floor death bench. That's a rare skill, to be honest. Okie dokie. So, of course, most of my energy has been sapped away by this one set, which, in a context of muscle building, is a very good thing. But anyway, I want some more volume because, if you only do one set, it's going to be very difficult to learn a technique. So what I try to focus on is to get in some extra sets as well. Keep the sets where I go to my absolute max to a minimum, 1 or 2 sets per workout, and then do sub-maximal sets around it, right? Or before it or after it, doesn't really matter, but to get some more sets where I can, go until like perhaps 60, 70, 80% of my maximum, and that way be able to recover and do a couple more sets. So yeah, that's just gonna give you volume, gonna give you your body an opportunity to learn the skill you're trying to do, get better at the movement. So what I'm gonna do right now is an EMOM workout. I'm gonna do 10 sets of some straddle planche push-ups. Let's go. Oh boy, I am way weaker than expected. 3 sets and it's already difficult. If you want the best burn during these push-ups, try to hold the position after straightening your arms. You will notice the shoulder burn is insane, but it's also very difficult and something I'm not able to do anymore. So let's see how the remaining sets go. Alright, 10 sets. Whew. I think a couple sets ago I mentioned, not going to your max every single set. I guess I failed today. Usually I try to keep it in such a way that the last couple sets feel difficult. This felt difficult from set number 2 or 3. Like, whew. But I got through it. It wasn't the best quality, but I got through it. That's, I guess, the story of 90% of my workouts if you watch the channel. But anyway, I think I'm gonna take a couple minutes of rest and do one last planche hold in the stellar planche. So let's go. Okie dokie. So, Timmy, how many sets and reps should I do in a shoulder workout is what you're asking. Well, a bit more than last time, right? Or that's at least the goal. I don't like everyone's starting point is different, right? So it's difficult to say how many sets and reps you should do because it's different for a beginner compared to an advanced athlete, or it's also different when you're comparing everyone's goals, right? Perhaps some people want endurance, they need a lot of sets, right? Some people want strength, some people want the physique, right? And so it's different for everyone, but in general, one rule is true, and that is try to go a little bit harder than last time. Try to surpass yourself in the past. And sometimes you're going to be able to do it, sometimes you won't, but you're going to see these upward trends. It's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down, but over a long period of time, you're gonna average out becoming stronger. Just like, I sometimes feel like I'm having a weak day or even a weak couple months. But if I look at today's weak couple months, they are stronger than, the strong months and sessions from a couple years ago. And so the trend is going upwards. So just do a little bit more than you did the day before, right? If you did 0 reps yesterday, if you are just starting out, then it's more than enough to just get out of the couch and do one single rep, right? Speaking of which, let's talk about the methods of shoulder training. I guess there is a third variant of training your shoulders unique to calisthenics that I haven't mentioned yet, which is not training your shoulders at all, which, I don't mean sit on the couch and do nothing all day. I just mean that in calisthenics, when you're just focused on certain movements, right? Whether it's skills or the basics, you will find that your shoulders are involved in almost any of those movements because they're compound movement, whether you're doing push-ups or you're doing dips or you're doing pull-ups or you're doing something completely different, right? Even if you're like doing a dead hang, doing some ab raises, your shoulders are engaged. And so what you will see is that even if you don't train your shoulders separately, you will still develop some shoulder muscles because that's just how it works. You're doing compound movements. You're using your body weight. Your body is working as a unit. And so even if you don't train a certain body part to train that body part, just doing a certain movement is most likely gonna engage, your muscles. Like in this case, the shoulder, right? So get strong at the pull-up, you will get some rear delts. Get strong at the dip, you will get some front delts, right? That's how it works. And yeah, that's it. I am gonna head down and have some breakfast because I'm cooking up some bolognese,
Yeah, boy.
and I'm very much looking forward to it. So I'll see you tomorrow for leg day.